discount code REDEYE. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE, and you get free shipping.
Every diesel needs to defend against clogged injectors, low lubricity, and slipping fuel economy. The best defense is the best defender. Howe's Diesel Defender with advanced IDX4 detergent. Get a deeper clean, maximum lubricity, and boosted fuel economy. Guaranteed. Howe's Diesel Defender. Get optimal performance. Howe's for every diesel.
At Denny's, value starts at $5.99. Whether you're flying solo or want a chill date night on a budget, we're turning up the volume on value with delicious meals that never sacrifice flavor for a good deal. It's time to celebrate with our 70th anniversary buttermilk pancakes, our quarter-pound 100% beef burger, or everyone's favorite, the Super Slim. Looking for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night starting at $5.99? At Denny's, it's diner time. Price and participation may vary. No substitutions.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we're proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you could be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, Howe's Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
News Radio 1430 is 1191 AM and 95.3 FM. A Cumulus media station.
A critical situation that turns tragic in
News on the hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The new week begins with a new spate of deadly weather. Tornadoes and powerful thunderstorms cut through homes and hurled debris hundreds of feet into the air. WTTV TV's Eric Graves is in Pflugerville, Indiana.
Saw the tornado coming. I heard something hit the house, so I knew it was right here. But I didn't know at this point. Officials say it cut through roughly 3 miles of Johnson County, damaging more than 75 homes, but thankfully, no injuries have been reported.
At least one person was killed an hour south in Martin County when a twister leveled a home there. Bad weather and a technology problem led to more than 1,000 flight cancellations up and down the East Coast yesterday. The EU's top diplomat says an attempted weekend mutiny by mercenary troops in Russia shows the war in Ukraine is eroding Vladimir Putin's grip on power. Correspondent Ian Lee reports.
With Wagner troops knocking on Moscow's gates, the Kremlin cut a deal. Wagner troops would be pardoned and returned to their bases. Criminal charges against Prigozhin would be dropped, and he'd go into exile in Belarus, whose leader brokered the agreement.
The U.S. Coast Guard's begun an investigation after mapping the accident site of the Titan submersible. Correspondent Kathy McCormick.
Coast Guard Rear Admiral John Mauger. The Coast Guard has officially convened a Marine Board of Investigation into the loss of the submersible and the 5 people on board.
That investigation will lead to new regulations on deep-sea diving or even criminal charges. The wife and mother of 2 of the people killed on the Titan is speaking out. Christine Dawood tells the BBC she had planned to join her spouse.
It was supposed to be Shadad and I going down, and then I stepped back and gave the space to Suleiman because he really wanted to go.
She says her 19-year-old son had hoped to break a world record for solving a popular puzzle on his trip to see the Titanic wreckage.
He would not go anywhere without his Rubik's Cube. I think his best was 12 seconds or something like that.
Pride Month is coming to a close. CBS's Matt Piper has the story of a top athlete.
Skylar Baylor is the first openly trans athlete to compete for a Division I men's team in college. But it didn't start out that way. He was actually recruited to swim for the women's team at Harvard. But before college, he took a gap year and in therapy realized his real struggle was with gender identity.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right, buddy. I don't want any other kid to think that they can't exist because they don't see themselves.
Across the country, millions joined Pride parades yesterday from Chicago all the way up to San Francisco. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Committed to exploring the world in comfort, designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
When you're trying to hire, all that searching, screening, and interviewing can become its own job. You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the whoop. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy. Me too.
Know your buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driver is drunk driving. Message from his own and the Ad Council.
After 3 years of rain, they're about to get a reprieve down under.
La Nina has moved away from Australia after 3 years of pain, flooding, and devastation of torrential downpours. Now, forecasters confirm its cousin El Nino is moving down under.
Over the entire 3-month period of winter, we're likely to see below average rainfall.
Forecasts for that season are quite dry, so that does allow for recovery and rebuilding.
El Nino is bringing a psychological relief for Australians who've been continually flooded out. Scott Mayman for CBS News, Canberra, Australia.
A lot of people who stopped going to church during the pandemic haven't gone back. The Gallup survey shows attendance down an average 4 points from 34 to 30% since the pandemic began. That remains more or less steady. It's 10 percentage points lower, though, than in 2012. Unclear if the pandemic's the reason or if the decline is a continuation of trends already in motion. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike up 3 years into workday. But first, the latest on the team lunch that wasn't ordered through Easy Cater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at Easy Cater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Next up, straight talk from Doug. Ever noticed that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk Talkin'. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed and 2G speeds. Refer to the latest trends at StraightTalk.com based on most first place rankings, Root Metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show. Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
You know, but I still have, you know, I'm the first black guy to graduate. Black guy did that. Because no black people would go up poverty back in the day. You know, back in 1925. What's in 91 when I got here? They do that. You got care. But here, yeah, I know. That's what I said too. I like that to do in the store.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I here?
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by AC by LaQuire. AC by LaQuire is celebrating 40 years of comfort. They've proudly serviced the river region since 1983. Contact them for your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Visit acbylaquire.com for a list of services and offers today. That's acbylaquire.com. License number April 4 and 2nd.
Mostly dry today, but there is about a 30 to 40% chance of a shower or storm. If there is a storm, it's going to be stronger. Otherwise, hot temperatures in the low 90s. It will feel like it's closer to, if not just above 100. Tuesday should be mostly dry, just a 20% chance of a shower or storm. Highs in the mid-90s, feeling again like it's around 100, then mid to upper 90s. Wednesday, all the way through the upcoming weekend, we'll get into see well over 100. That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Summer is in full swing at Midtown Plaza. Shop Shoe Carnival, Cato, Cricket Wireless, Young American Insurance, and more. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off by 85. Another great Clinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Monday. The Utauga County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a man wanted for attempted murder. They're looking for 35-year-old Jonathan Lee Smith. Authorities say he went in a home off County Road 21 Friday night and killed victims and had several times with a hammer. That victim is in critical condition. Smith was last seen near County Road 69 and 21. I'd like to see a picture for WSFA. Family and friends came together in Montgomery to Carter was shot and killed while sleeping in her home in Montgomery in February. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. Happening tomorrow, WSFA 12 News is teaming up with the Alabama Department of Veterans Affairs and the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce for Operation Resilience to help veterans who have dealt with hardships. This event starts tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. at 600 Court Street in Montgomery. If you can't make it, you can watch the discussion on WSFA.com. I'm Jasmine Williams at your Morning Headlines.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
For matters in Tennessee, visit CordellCordell.com. 200 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 1000, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37402. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell. If you're 19 or older with certain underlying medical conditions such as asthma or diabetes, you can get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer. Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Hi everybody, I'm Vicki Gunvalson. You probably know me as the OG of the OC. Very special guest, Vicki Gunvalson. Believe me, I'm a lot more than just a real housewife. And now I'm tackling a whole new territory with my very own podcast. It's called Whoop It Up with Vicki. And I'm talking about my life as a real housewife in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Subscribe to Whoop It Up with Vicki so you don't miss a thing.
From the Westwood One Podcast Network, where the conversation starts.
Did you know that Alabama law requires all pets to be currently vaccinated against rabies? This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dee Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the owners who can unknowingly be exposed by their unvaccinated pets. Help us protect you, your family, and your pet by getting them vaccinated today.
This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy.
That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again. For it is once again, it is one more day that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. It's time for our daily bread. This is News Radio 1440. It is June the 26th, 2023 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Easy Money. Our scripture insight today comes from 2 Kings 5:20 through 27. Matthew 6:21 says, where your treasures is, there your heart will be also. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning. And again, it is June the 26th. It is a day like all the others that has never been. And it is a day that once it's gone, it will never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things today that you should have done that you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, June the 26th, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. If you have lived a while, you've no doubt seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and unmerited mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, whatever we do, while we can, for as long as we can, until we can't, reach back and give somebody else along the way a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, but you will never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest only if you can, but you never, ever, ever give up, because quitters don't win. And winners, while they may fail at a thing or two, they don't give up. My mother said nothing beats a failure but a try. Put one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, always, always keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Don't ever, ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they never quit. So don't you. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. You got the wake-up call, which means it is a great day to be alive. Easy money. That's our daily bread for this day, June the 26th, 2023. Good morning, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine.
Hey there, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled Easy Money was written by Tim Gustafson. In the late 1700s, a young man discovered a mysterious depression on Nova Scotia's Oak Island. Guessing that pirates, perhaps even Captain Kidd himself, had buried treasure there, he and a couple of companions started digging. They never found any treasure, but the rumor took on a life of its own. Over the centuries, others continued digging at the site, expending a great amount of time and expense. The hole is now more than 100 feet, 30 meters deep. Such obsessions betray the emptiness in the human heart. A story in the Bible shows how one man's behavior revealed just such a void in his heart. Gehazi had long been a reliable servant of the great prophet Elisha. But when Elisha declined the lavish gifts of a military commander whom God had healed of leprosy, Gehazi concocted a story to get some of the loot. When Gehazi returned home, he lied to the prophet, but Elisha knew. In 2 Kings chapter 5, he asked him, "Was not my spirit with you when the man got down from his chariot to meet you?" In the end, Gehazi got what he wanted, but lost what was important. Jesus taught us not to pursue this world's treasures, and to instead store up treasures in heaven. Beware of any shortcuts to your heart's desires. Following Jesus is the way to fill the emptiness with something real. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 2 Kings chapter 5, verses 20 through 27. Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said to himself, "My master was too easy on Naaman, this Aramean, by not accepting from him what he brought. As surely as the Lord lives, I will run after him and get something from him." So Gehazi hurried after Naaman. When Naaman saw him running toward him, he got down from the chariot to meet him. "Is everything all right?" he asked. "Everything is all right," Gehazi answered. "My master sent me to say, 2 young men from the company of the prophets have just come to me from the hill country of Ephraim. Please give them a talent of silver and 2 sets of clothing." "By all means, take 2 talents," said Naaman. He urged Gehazi to accept them, and then tied up the 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 sets of clothing. He gave them to 2 of his servants, and they carried them ahead of Gehazi. When Gehazi came to the hill, he took the things from the servants and put them away in the house. He sent the men away, and they left. When he went in and stood before his master, Elisha asked him, "Where have you been, Gehazi?" "Your servant didn't go anywhere," Gehazi answered. But Elisha said to him, "Was not my spirit with you when the man got down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to take money or to accept clothes, or olive groves and vineyards, or flocks and herds, or male and female slaves? Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and to your descendants forever." Then Gehazi went from Elisha's presence, and his skin was leprous. It had become as white as snow. Let's pray. Dear God, you have placed the desire for happiness and wholeness deep within each of us, but that desire only finds its fulfillment in you. Please remind us of this and turn our eyes back to you when we start looking for it elsewhere. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. I'm Stephen Tabor, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
It's time to rise and shine, people. Okay, so we get ready for the holidays and all that stuff, come up 4th of July. So ain't no PT this week. Okay, we'll start it when we come back. All right, but you still got to get up. You still got to rise and shine. Rough and tough, everyone, have you heard? We're gonna jump from a big iron bird. Come on now. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Lie down and count to 4. Oh yeah. If my main don't open wide, I got a reserve by my side. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Oh, la-dee, la-dee, la, hey. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, la, hey. La-dee, ho. Well, the GI grits and the GI gravy. We're so glad we didn't join the Navy. And the GI corn. Oh, yeah. We're so proud that we're airborne. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, hey. Here we go. All the way. Come on now. Every day. All the way. Airborne. It's an airborne morning. All right, now we pay homage to our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. And anybody else? We ain't got five. Well, whatever. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. And thank God Almighty you live in the United States of America. And most of the time, it's a pretty good place to live. Till the Democrats get in charge. Then we on slippery ground. But hey, it's a good thing that most people in the military are Republican. Okay, conservative at least anyway. Not all Republican, that's true. Some days I don't like them either. And good morning to Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. Since this is an Air Force town, we must pay homage to our guests. No, we're the guests. Yeah, the Army guests. We're the guests. All right. So good morning, Maxwell and Gunner, and the home of the Air Force's Intellectual College, or whatever it is they got out there, Air War College, whatever it is they got out there. And also welcome to all the young officers for ROTC here from all over America, as well as people from all over the world that come train from the best. I like to call them our top guns. And last but not least, thank the Lord for me. I mean, I'm here. I'm helping out. I'm trying to get you up early in the morning, so I'm just saying. Good morning to the Montgomery Sanitation Department, Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Fire Department, and all the people. Every last one. ALEA, Alabama National Guard, and all the and the Sheriff Department, yeah, and all the people who go in when everybody else is running out. Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. I got it wrong. And the United States Marine Corps. Good morning, Jarheads. I like that name, Jarhead thing going on, you know. All right, when we come back, it is 6:27 in the morning. I got to play one of my favorite audios from Jimmy Valvano, which touches me right here. Right here. It touches me right in the seat because he has a saying that what you should do every day. And if you've never heard this one before, you want to come back and hear it after the break. So we'll come back after the break, give you what Jimmy V had to say about life in general and the 3 things you ought to do every day. And we shall return uno momento. 6:28 in the morning. We'll be back.
USFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Window World River Region. Increase home value and decrease energy bills with window siding, doors, and more from your locally owned Window World. All products made in the USA with convenient financing options and the industry's strongest lifetime limited warranty. Search Window World River Region today.
Mostly dry today, but there is about a 30 to 40% chance of a shower or storm. If there is a storm, it could be on the stronger side. Otherwise, hot, temperatures in the low 90s. It will feel like it's closer to, if not just above 100. Tuesday should be mostly dry, just a 20% chance of a shower or storm. Highs in the mid 90s, feeling again like it's around 100, then mid to upper 90s. Wednesday, all the way through the upcoming weekend with heat indices well over 100.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Summer is in full swing at Midtown Plaza. Shop Shoe Carnival, Cato, Cricket Wireless, Young America Insurance, and more. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off of I-85. Another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
It's the most wonderful time of the year in the Call of Duty League as the 2023 championship is upon us. 8 teams take the stage in Las Vegas for their piece of a $2.8 million prize pool. Right out of the gate, championship favorite Los Angeles Thieves were sent to the losers bracket, while the Atlanta FaZe and Optic Texas look to prove themselves once again. With the defending major champions, the New York Subliners, looking to hold their throne, who do you think will be left standing to take it all?
The latest esports and gaming news.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Find dentist near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can I help?
Wow, no dentist near me? Really?
What? I'm right here. Ma'am, we're a local dentist literally right down the street from. Why is she not seeing us?
Oh, here's one. It's a bit far, but hey, they got good reviews.
What in the world? Hello? Can you not see us? See us? See us?
Nope. Because your business is buried deep in the list of local results and is, well, basically invisible. Get a boost with Cumulus Boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
For nearly 100 years, folks have trusted Blue Star medicated ointment.
Good morning, everybody.
Almost any skin irritation.
I ain't done.
It works on my son's itching feet and their jock itch.
I had this rash on my neck. Nothing worked until Blue Star.
Blue Star worked great on my ringworm without steroids.
My wife and I have been using Blue Star for years. It's never let us down.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first base section. Feel Blue Star work fast or your money back.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54,
Right. Now, how am I going to know that the star is named after me?
We will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333, or visit starregistry.com for the hottest gift.
Provocative, personal, unfiltered. This is Mouthpiece.
Because we experience a lot of different things. We experience a lot of hate from the world. And the only thing that we can really run to is each other's arms. Together, we have something powerful.
Super Bowl champion and self-described feminist Michael Bennett and his wife Pele invite listeners into their professional and private lives.
But doing it authentic.
Listen and subscribe to
Authentically.
Mouthpiece. Free wherever
Not
you get your
authentic.
podcasts from the Westwood One
Authentically.
Podcast Network.
When the conversation starts,
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital.
And he
The
called
miracles
himself
never come easy.
he called
That's why
himself
as
a
great as children's hospitals are,
a
they need our
feminist.
support to keep miracles happening.
Woo!
Put your money
What
where
happened to
your miracle
manhood?
is. Support your
It's
children's
gone.
Miracle Network Hospital.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All righty then. You know, the guy calls himself a feminist. I mean, come on. Really? So him and his wife Pele called himself a feminist. Okay, I got you. What's the world coming to? Anyway, so much for that. Anyway, Jimmy V. Three things you ought to do every day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't tell you what an honor it is to even be mentioned in the same breath with an Arthur Ashe. This is something I certainly will treasure forever. But as was said on the tape, I don't have one of those things going to cue cards, so I'm going to speak longer than anybody else has spoken tonight. That's the way it goes. Time is very precious to me. I don't know how much I have left, and I have some things that I would like to say. Hopefully, at the end, I'll have something that will be important to other people too. But I can't help it. Now, when I'm fighting cancer, everybody knows that. And people ask me all the time about how you go through your life and how's your day. And nothing has changed for me. As Dick said, I'm a very emotional, passionate man. I can't help it. That's being the son of Rocco and Angelina Valvano. It comes with the territory, right? We hug, we kiss, we love. And when people say to me, how do you get through life or each day is the same thing? To me, there are three things we all should do every day. We do this every day of our life. You're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
I'll go crazy.
I can't help. I rode on the plane up today with Mike Krzyzewski, my good friend and a wonderful coach. What people don't realize, he's a 10 times better person than he is a coach, and we know he's a great coach. He's meant a lot to me these last 5 or 6 months of my battle. But when I look at Mike, I think we competed against each other as players. I coached against him for 15 years, and I always have to think about what's important in life is to think to me of three things: where you started, where you are, and where you're going to be. Those are the three things that I try and do every day. And, you know, when I think about getting up and giving a speech, I can't help it. I have to remember the first speech I ever gave. I was coaching at Rutgers University. That was my first job. That's wonderful. And I was the freshman coach. That's when freshmen played on freshman team. And I was so fired up about my first job. I see Coach Holtz here. What was it like the first job you had, right? The very first time you stood in the locker room to give a pep talk. That's a special place, the locker room, for a coach to give a talk. So my idol as a coach was Vince Lombardi. And I read this book called Commitment to Excellence by Vince Lombardi. And in the book, Lombardi talked about the first time he spoke before his Green Bay Packer team in the locker room. They were perennial losers. And I'm reading this, and Lombardi said he was thinking, should it be a long talk, a short talk? But he wanted to be emotional. He said, be brief. This is what he did. Normally you get in the locker room, 25 minutes, a half hour before the team takes the field. You do your little X and O, and then you give the great Knute Rockne talk. We all do. Speech number 84. You pull them right out. You You get ready, get your squad ready. This is the first one I ever gave. And I read this thing, Lombardi, what he said was he didn't go in. He waited. His team was wondering, where is he? Where is this great coach? He's not there. 10 minutes, he's still not there. 3 minutes before they have to take the field, Lombardi comes in, bangs the door open, and I think you all remember what great presence he had, right? Great presence. And he walked in, and he just walked back and forth like this, just walked, staring at the players. And he said, all eyes on me. I'm reading this in this book. I'm getting a picture of some part of his first game. And he said, gentlemen, we will be successful this year. You can focus on 3 things and 3 things only: your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers. And and the rest of it, they knocked the walls down. The rest was history. I said, that's beautiful. I'm going to do it. Your family, your religion, and Rutgers basketball. That's it. I had it. Listen, I'm 21 years old. The kids I'm coaching are 19. All right? And I'm going to be the greatest coach in the world, the next Lombardi. And I'm ready. And I'm practicing out right inside the locker room. The manager's telling me, you got to do it. Not yet. Family, religion, Rutgers basketball. All eyes on me. I got it. And now finally he said, 3 minutes. I said, fine. True story. I go to knock the doors open, just like Lombardi. Boom! It didn't open. I almost broke my arm. I was like, it was one that didn't open. Now I'm down. The players are looking. Coach, help the coach up. Help him up. And now I did like Lombardi. I walked back and forth, right? And I was going like that. My arm get the feeling back in. And finally I said, gentlemen, all eyes on me. These kids wanted to play. They're 19. Let's go. I said, gentlemen, we'll be successful this year if you can focus on 3 things and 3 things only. I said, then your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers. I told them. I did that. I remember that. I remember where I came from. It's so important to know where you are. And I know where I am right now. How do you go from where you are to where you want to be? And I think you have to have an enthusiasm for life. You have to have a dream, a goal. You have to be willing to work for it. I talked about my family. My family is so important. People think I have courage. The courage of my family is my wife, Pam, my 3 daughters here, Nicole, Jamie, Leanne, my mom, who is right here too. And the screen is flashing up there 30 seconds like I care about that screen right now, huh? I got tumors all over my body. I'm worried about some guy in back going 30 seconds, huh? You gotta laugh. Hey, phenomenal, buddy. You gotta laugh. I just got one last thing. I urge all of you, to enjoy your life, the precious moments you have, to spend each day with some laughter and some thought, to get your emotions going, to be enthusiastic every day. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing great can be accomplished without enthusiasm, to keep your dreams alive in spite of problems, whatever you have, and really be able to work hard for your dreams to come true, become a reality. Now I look at where I am now, and I know what I want to do. What I would like to be able to do is to spend whatever time I have left and to give and maybe some hope to others. Right? Arthur Ashe Foundation is a wonderful thing. And AIDS, the amount of money pouring in for AIDS is not enough, but it is significant. But if I told you it's 10 times the amount that goes in for cancer research, I also tell you that 500,000 people will die this year of cancer. And I'd also tell you that 1 in every 4 will be afflicted with this disease. And yet, somehow, we seem to have put it in a little bit of the background. I want to bring it back on the front table. We need your help. I need your help. We need money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love. And it's very important. And ESPN has been so kind to support me in this endeavor and allow me to announce tonight that with ESPN's support, which means what? Their money and their dollars, that they're helping me, we are starting the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research. And its motto is, don't give up, don't ever give up. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Every minute that I have left, I will thank God for the day and the moment I have. And if you see me, smile and maybe give me a hug, because that's important to me too. But try, if you can, to support, whether it's AIDS or the Cancer Foundation, so that someone else might survive, might prosper, and might actually be cured of this dreaded disease. I can't thank ESPN enough for allowing this to happen, and I'm going to work as hard as I can, for cancer research, and hopefully maybe we'll have some cures and some breakthroughs. And I'd like to think I'm going to fight my brains out to be back here again next year for the Arthur Ashe recipient. I want to give it next year. I know I've got to go. I've got to go, and I've got one last thing. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those three things are going to carry on forever. I thank you, and God bless you all.
Jimmy V. You got to do three things every day. You should think, you should laugh, and you should cry. And believe it or not, I've actually had some of those days in my life like that recently, as a matter of fact, in the last 3 years or so. But if you do have those days, that means you have thought a lot. You've thought about the past, the present, and the future, and you've been encouraged. But that's why you're still here. So don't quit. You should laugh, you should cry, and you should think each and every day. Those are some tough days. I will admit to you, but they cleanse the soul. Good morning to you. It is 6:44 in the morning. It is time for what time is it for? Let me make sure I get this right here. Okay, it is time for lessons of life and the word of the day. Now, the word of the day, I didn't know what to call this stuff until I ran across this the other day. You ever see these guys that go to the blues shows or to and they do this certain kind of dance, where they go to the left, and go to the right, you know what I mean, and go up and down, whatever the case may be. There's a name for that. And I didn't find it out till the weekend. But there's a name for that kind of dance. It is called sashay, Sashay, sashay. It is to proudly walk in a slow, confident way that is meant to attract attention. Sashay can also mean simply to walk, glide, or go, or to proceed or move to a diagonal or sideways manner. In context involving dance, sashay means to make a chase or chat, whatever that word is, which is a dance step which slide one foot is followed closely by a slide on the other foot. And most of the time they do this at the blues clubs, you know what I'm saying? So now you know what it is that they're doing. It's called sashay. Okay, now they don't know what they're doing. They just call it, step to the left, step to the right, whatever the case may be. Anyway, it is sashay. So that is the word of the day, sashay. So the next time you go to the club, I bet you can bet the DJ he doesn't know what they call that dance. Slide to the right, slide to the left, slide to the front, slide to the back. Okay, anyway, it's called sashay, Sashay. All right then, not that you really asked me about it, but I just thought I'd tell you anyway. The lessons of life. Too many people in life, when they retire from their jobs, they kind of like, all right, let me go home, wait to die. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna just keep moving until I can't move anymore. So anyway, and for some reason, especially young people think that you don't have any dreams because you get old. Okay, until you get cold, you still need to have a dream. It pushes us forward, gets us moving, gets us motivated. Well, if you have no dreams to pursue, you limit the possibilities of life. So remember this, It is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. They grow old because they stop pursuing them. Okay? Never give up on your dreams. Always have a dream, no matter what situation you find yourself in life. Even if you just poor, just say, Lord, I hope I can get a couple dollars a day. Always have a dream. Again, if you have no dreams to pursue, you limit the possibilities of life. Remember, it is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. We grow old because we stop pursuing those dreams. So if your dad or your mom, no matter how old they are, if they got a dream, help them fill it if you can. Now, some dreams are kind of high up there. I'm with you. You know, like me, I want to be 6'3", but that's not gonna happen. But I still can happen. Now, if I woke up tomorrow and I'm 6'3", I'll just thankful for it and say, all right. But then I got to buy a whole new wardrobe. So hey, I just stay where I am. I got all them clothes there anyway. Good morning. So the word of the day is sachet, and the lessons of life is that remember, it is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. We grow old when we stop pursuing dreams. So get your dream on today, okay? Come on with something. Good morning to you. And sachet, that nice day. So next time you go to the Blues Club, you ain't doing that. Slide to the right, slide to the left. It is called sachet. Sashay. Sachet. Yeah, I'm probably the only guy. You probably never have heard that in your life. I know. That's because you listen to me. All right. It is June the 26th. It is the 177th day of the year. Oh, don't forget, coming up next hour, we got Rebecca going to join us, either in the studio or via phone, whatever the case may be. Rebecca, and then we got a guest coming at 8 o'clock. So today's show is going to be full of guests, but Rebecca is going to talk to us about a few things. Some of the things you need to hear. Okay. It was on this day in 1963 that President John F. Kennedy visited West Berlin, where he delivered his famous speech expressing solidarity with the city's residents, declaring, Ich bin ein Berliner, which means I am a Berliner. Okay? Yeah, I was over there one time, but was the wall up in 82? I think it was, yeah. Well, when Reagan said, pull it on this wall. Yeah, I was over there sometime. 1870, the first section of Atlantic City, New Jersey's boardwalk was open to the public. Also on this day in 1917, the first troops of the American Expeditionary Force deployed to France during World War I landed in St. Nazaire. 1936, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt nominated for a second term in office by delegates of the Democrat National Convention in Philadelphia. The year was 1948. The Berlin airlift began in earnest after the Soviet Union cut off land and water routes to the isolated western section of Berlin. 1968 was the year President Lyndon Baines Johnson announced his choice of Abe Fortas to succeed the retiring Earl Warren as Chief Justice of the United States. However, Fortas later withdrew his name in stiff Senate opposition. 1977. 42 people were killed when a fire sent toxic smoke pouring into the Maury County Jail in Columbia, Tennessee. Elvis Presley performed his last concert at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. In 1988, 3 people were killed when a new Airbus A320 jetliner carrying more than 130 people crashed into a forest during a demonstration at an air show in France. The year was 1990. President George H.W. Bush went back on his No New Taxes campaign pledge, conceding that tax increases would have to be included in any deficit reduction package worked out with congressional negotiators. 1993, President Bill Clinton announced U.S. had launched missiles against Iraq targets because of compelling evidence Iraq had plotted to assassinate former President George H.W. Bush. 1997, the first Harry Potter novel, which I've yet to read, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, was published in the United Kingdom. It was later released in the United States under the title Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The year was 2008. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down a handgun ban in the District of Columbia and affirmed by a 5-4 vote that an individual's right to gun ownership existed, even in Washington, D.C. It's an amazing thing in a city that has everybody with guns on them. You tell the citizens they can't carry one. Although I will admit to you that it's a dicey, at best, it's dicey. I got you. Anyway, Juan Alvarez, who triggered a 2005 rail disaster in Glendale, California, by parking a sports utility vehicle on the tracks, was convicted of 11 counts of first-degree murder. He was later sentenced to 11 consecutive life terms. Why he did such thing, only God knows. 2013, in deciding his first case of the issue, the U.S. Supreme Court gave the nation's legally married gay couples equal federal footing with all other married Americans, and also cleared the way for same-sex marriages to resume in California. New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez was arrested, and for the shooting death of Odin Lloyd, Hernandez was convicted of first-degree murder. He killed himself in prison in 2017. And it was 14 years ago today. Los Angeles County medical examiners performed an autopsy on the remains of pop star Michael Jackson a day after his death at the age of 50. The Democratic-controlled House passed a global warming measure 219 to 212 following intense lobbying by President Barack Obama. A federal judge in New York ordered disgraced financier Bernard Madoff stripped of all of his possessions under a $171 billion forfeiture order. It's going to take all my man's stuff. 9 years ago, U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled that President Barack Obama had exceeded his executive authority in 2012 when he appointed members of the National Labor Relations Board without Senate confirmation. The nation's highest court also unanimously struck down a 35-foot protest-free zone outside abortion clinics in Massachusetts, declaring it was unconstitutional restraint of free speech rights of protesters. Former Senate Majority Leader and White House Chief of Staff Howard Baker, 88, died at his Tennessee home. And it was 5 years ago, a sharply divided Supreme Court upheld President Donald Trump's ban on travel from several mostly Muslim countries. Dissenting Justice Sonia Sotomayor said the court was making an historic mistake by refusing to recognize the ban discriminates against Muslims. Joe Crowley of New York, the fourth-ranking highest Democrat member, lost primary to a 28-year-old liberal activist, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. General Electric was removed from the Dow Jones Industrial Average when it had been an original component in 1896. It was replaced by a Walgreens store chain. And today we recognize certain day. It is National Sarah Day today, which means if your name is Sarah, we congratulate you. It is Armed Forces Day. Okay, not in America, but in the UK, United Kingdom. I don't know why, but somehow I just had to tell you. Azerbaijan Armed Forces Day. Don't know why I got to tell you that one either, but it's on the list. Canoe Day. Okay, I don't really get the canoe thing either. I don't get the new canoe thing. Okay, I'm with you though. Also, today is Forgiveness Day. Forgiveness Day. Okay. Now that's what day it is today. So anybody that you are not that you've been mad for a long time, you might want to say, let it go. Let it go is Friday. Let it go day Friday. Okay. But if you holding them grudges, okay, let it go. Forgiveness Day. Okay. And it's a great way to wipe the slate clean in your own conscience. International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, we shouldn't have illicit trafficking, okay, and drug abuse. I'm with that. Madagascar Independence Day. Got a lot of animals over there too. National Barcode Day. Let us prepare to celebrate the UPC, the code that simplifies other shopping shares, and it doesn't let you know what the cost of something is because now you got to scan it. Okay. National Beauticians Day. Some of us some of us ought to really appreciate a beautician. Okay. But I only would caution us not to, not to put on like 14 pounds of makeup on your face. Because if it takes all day to take it off, you probably got a little too much on. I'm just saying. Okay. National Chocolate Pudding Day. Love me some chocolate pudding. Yes, dear. So if you had chocolate pudding in your lunch snack, you knew you had top currency. You could almost sell chocolate pudding in lunchroom for almost anything. Okay. National Report Trade Agreement Act on Fraud Day. I don't know what that means. If your name is Zachary, today is your day. Zachary. All right. Is that it? Yeah, that's it for the day. Oh, one more. United World Refrigeration Day. If you got a refrigerator, thank the good Lord you got one. Okay. There are a lot of people around here who don't have one. Okay. I'm just telling you that. Okay. So now it's time for me to go, and we'll come back 7:15 this morning. We're going to hopefully get a call from our online guests, or our own phone guests, that would be Dick Brubaker, talk about some things. We'll be back. Well, come on.
Your WSFA 12.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Monday. The Utah County Sheriff's Office needs your help to meet a man wanted for attempted murder. 35-year-old Jonathan B. Smith, 46, on Friday. Had several family and friends came together and happening tomorrow, WSFA 12 News is coming up again. It starts tomorrow at 8:30. I'm ready.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
Deborah Rodriguez. Vladimir Putin has just appeared in his first video since an attempted mutiny over the weekend by mercenary Wagner troops. Correspondent Cami McCormick says the ramifications are reaching. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says the mutiny is further proof of Moscow's disastrous decision to invade Ukraine.
Another demonstration of the strategic mistake President Putin made.
He and Western leaders are shoring up their support for Ukraine.
It is even more important to continue our support.
At least one person has been killed in a massive snowstorm system that hit parts of the Midwest and South.
Quite devastating, but thank God we're alive. Just a bunch of debris rolling around in a circle.
Carved a dangerous 3-mile path southeast of Indianapolis, where at least 3 tornadoes were confirmed today. There is continued high heat in the forecast for the southern U.S. from New Mexico to Mississippi. New report card on efforts to cut greenhouse gas emissions. Correspondent Vicki Barker is at the foreign desk.
A comprehensive study of global energy data has found the use of wind, solar, and other renewables reached record highs last year, but so did greenhouse gas emissions from the energy industry. More evidence that the world is falling short of meeting targets aimed at tempering the worst effects of global warming.
The American Diabetes Association is strengthening its recommendation for early detection of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The group's Naha El Sayed.
Because of the gravity of this condition, in how prevalent it is in people with diabetes, we decided to give it special attention.
If you don't treat it, she says, it can lead to cirrhosis and cancer. And new research shows Black women have a greater risk of developing aggressive uterine cancer. CBS's Michael George.
A survey of 34,000 women published in the journal Cancer shows Black women in America were 2.6 times more likely than white women to have advanced non-endometrioid cancer. The study suggests social factors play a role in the disparity and not just genetics.
At last night's BET Awards in Los Angeles, The Sugar Hill Gang honored 50 years of hip hop, and
Oh, yeah.
Busta Rhymes received a Lifetime Achievement Award.
A lot of greatness from our people and our culture is by default because it's just a magic that we have.
Patti LaBelle sang tribute to the late Tina Turner. LaBelle said she needed help from the audience when she flubbed her lines because she was suffering from a bad cold. Dow futures up 8. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
When you're trying to hire, all that searching, screening, and interviewing can become its own job. You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy. Me too.
Know your buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're hearing from a woman who lost 2 family members in last week's submersible disaster.
A week after she lost her husband and son aboard that submersible that imploded in the deep freezing waters of the Atlantic near the Titanic, Christina Dahlwood tells the BBC,
I think I lost hope when we passed the 96 hours mark. That's when I lost hope. And that's when I even then sent a message to my family on shore. I said, I'm preparing for the worst.
She says she was the one who was supposed to go, but gave her place to her 19-year-old son.
Shazana was so excited to go down. He was like a little child.
Tom Foti, CBS News.
Britain's Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, has undergone successful surgery to treat breast cancer. In a pre-recorded podcast, the 63-year-old revealed she would undergo a mastectomy. She urges every other person listening to go get checked and screened. Prince Andrew's ex says the experience has changed her outlook on life. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
For nearly 100 years, folks have trusted Blue Star medicated ointment to relieve the pain and itching of almost any skin irritation.
It works on my son's dry itching feet and their jock itch.
I had this rash on my neck. Nothing worked until Blue Star.
Blue Star works great on my ringworm without steroids.
My wife and I have been using Blue Star for years. It's never let us down.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast, or your money back.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Petey Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature.
Let the Ukrainian thing
Our
go.
equipment
You
is
don't give
minimally
that piece
invasive,
back.
not disturbing enough turning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earned at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers. 334-284.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently
Here's live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Mostly dry today, but there is about a 30 to 40% chance of a shower or storm. If there is a storm, it could be on the stronger side. Otherwise, hot, in the 90s, it will feel like it's closer to, if not just above 100. Tuesday should be mostly dry, just a 20% chance of a shower or storm. Highs in the mid-90s, feeling again like it's around 100, then mid to upper 90s. Wednesday, all the way through the weekend, with heat indices well over 100.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seatree for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got our first accident reported. Highway 80, Selma Highway to 65 northbound. There on the ramp. So please use caution. If you're coming in from Selma to get on the interstate, you're going to run into some trouble there. We've got one lane blocked. That's Selma Highway to 65 northbound. Outside of that, we're looking good. Nothing else being reported to send you on an alternate route. Registration for fall classes going on right now at Trenton State. This is the time to get your financial aid in order. Change your life. Call Trenton State. Today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes. But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
With Kevin Elkins in the morning, Dan Bongino for the midday, and Sean Hannity for your afternoon. It's News Radio 1440 all day. Depend on it.
For over a decade, SimpliSafe has revolutionized home security, and our latest advancement is here, 24/7 LifeGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
WORK News Radio. Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through EasyCater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
If you're suffering, simple, natural, easy-to-use solution to help make you feel better, we can do at least try. That's why millions of people use Navage nasal care to help relieve their symptoms of sinus congestion, allergies, snoring, and other nasal-related problems. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses suction to force saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other.
Yeti.
Helping flush out everything that makes
Yeti. Yeti. There we go.
Sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthy. People like Candace, a verified Navage user, who writes, "This is the greatest invention ever made. I truly can't believe the difference and the relief it has made in my sinus problem. Thank you." Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and...
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org.
Telling it like it really is. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Okay, I'm ready to go. All right. See, my phone gets here in a little bit here. We'll talk to Dick Brubaker. I think I know he's up. He's used to getting up in the morning. Anyway, good morning to all of you. It is a great day to be alive. I went to church yesterday. I was up. I finally figured out why I don't like to read very much. I like to read what I want to read, but I don't read for leisure. Like some people get a lot of. And then I figured out yesterday in church why that was. Okay, it wasn't that I don't like to read. I got had the right font. And I sat in church yesterday and read half a Luke, just going through it because I didn't realize I could actually change the font on my big I got like 12.9 inch iPad, and once I changed the font big enough so I could see it without any, it was good reading. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says about technology. I don't care what anybody says about tech. I love technology. I'm in the technology business part-time. I understand the technology is coming, AI is coming, but there is something about reading rather than that audio book. The audio book is cool, but there's something about reading it with your eyes and looking at the words. It impels your brain. You know what I'm saying? It makes you remember it better. I actually want to read more. Not that I can change the font. I think the problem about books. One of the problems about books, I like books, but you can't change the font. Whatever font it comes in, that's just what you got. I'm just saying, it's really nice. I was paying attention to the preacher too. I was paying attention. We were talking about Luke 20 yesterday. I was reading it, and I was reading something else. I'll get to that later. I'll get that on Thursday. Now, don't forget, folks. Now, I'm planning on being gone next Monday, next Tuesday. So after this week, I'll be back next Friday. I'm planning on. I have to rejuvenate my mental clarity on how the 4th of July. I know 4th of July wasn't made for black folks. I'm with you. I got you. But since it's here, I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay, I understand. Other people say, well, the 4th of July. Okay, I know. But listen, I've been to a lot of places, like a whole lot of people. Some people have been to a lot more places than I've been. But I still don't know a place where anybody says they want to stay there. So I'm good. 4th of July still means something to me. Hey, good morning. Who's this? As if I didn't know. Good morning, Mr. Ed. I'm doing well. Mm-hmm. Well, tell me, Ed, what you think is a good day for? What you think is a good day for? Oh, okay. Always good. Always. If you know how to do it. If you know how to love God. Well, of course I respect God. I'm fearful of God. But again, I still ask you if you know how to love God. Yeah, how do you love God? I didn't say anything about not loving. I said, how do you love God? Okay. Well, we don't move on. It's not Sunday school, so I'm good. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay. All right, there, Mr. Ed. I'm in the process of waiting for my Dick to give us a call, so let me make sure he doesn't do that because he's a very, very, very busy man. So we are going to make sure that he's giving us a call. Okay. Okay. Quick note right quick. And then I keep on something else until I get him. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Okay. Now, but I go on something else. I had to get that note out right quick. But I go on to something else while I'm waiting here because I got some interest. You know, I got word Friday afternoon before. Oh, and coming up at 8 o'clock, one of the candidates that think they want to take on Mayor Reed. Hey, listen, the microphone's open to anybody with something to say. So I'm good with that. Okay. So oh, there. Okay. I thought you was on CP time there, Mr. Brubaker. What's going on there, Mr. Dick Brubaker? How does life treat you now that you're outside? That you're no longer actively in a public office? Because we expected we expected you to run for something at some point. So we're just. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, governorship is up soon. Governorship is coming up soon. Yeah. That's true. So, good morning. You've been out a while now. You observe things in our state, in our city, in our county. What say you about things that are going on?
Guys who are in, but I will say this last session was kind of astonishing. I don't know what's going on between the mayor and our legislative delegation, but something's going on. When you look at the way in politics, you know as well as I do, on a lot of issues, it's all about the money. But they have $2 billion in education budget surpluses. 87% of that money went in work in Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
The rest of the state, I guess, either our guys are playing hardball or there's something going on I don't know about. But even worse, you know, I've never been exactly for the water park. It's not what I think government's for. But once the city and the county have spent money and committed to it, you know, it's certainly in nobody's interest to see it fail. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
The governor Ivey, put in her budget request $35 million for the Montgomery Water Park. Our guys in the legislature just wouldn't stand up for it, and so we lost it. And you know, and no matter how, and I know I've heard gossip about some friction between the mayor and the Republican and Democratic members of our local delegation. But I'm going to tell you something. When I served, no matter how bad you were at your own mayor, you don't screw over your own hometown.
So it seems to me from an outside observance that what we've seen here is that the people who supposedly represent us in the local delegation did not really fight for the money. As a matter of fact, until you mentioned, I never even thought about it, but I don't remember anybody really fighting to get the money. So explain to me exactly what happened. I mean, at first it was 20. First of all, there was $20 million coming to Montgomery for the park thing. All of a sudden, it goes down to 5. Are we saying it was 35 million? Well, then they said something about 20, and then yeah, to 5. Mm, that's it. Well, the one thing I don't quite understand the education budget. I think for last year, this year, $8 billion. I mean, really, do we really need that kind of money for an education? But when it doesn't seem that education system really is really thriving or doing much more than it's done when I got here 31 years ago. So do we really need an $8 billion budget for education? Where the hell does the money go? Okay. Yeah. And it's 22 million. Well, what? So what's it going? What they gonna have soldiers and tanks on the trail? I mean, yeah, but you've been there. Yeah, you've been there. Yeah. So in your mind, you cannot recollect any of our local delegation really coming up to the plate and enforcing the issue. From, yeah, we were not. We were not. There are some who speculate, Dick, that there's an effort to make sure that Montgomery is not prolonged to be the state capital. You probably heard that over the years, uh, and it seemed like to me we're headed down that road. Wait, what? No. Oh, I knew we shut the NCO Academy down. Right, right. Let me take a call. I think someone was answering a question here. Good morning, your name is Big Brubaker. That's lunch nowadays, brother. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate your call, my friend. Let's go to another call. Although $49 not a lot of money. You bought lunch lately? Cost $30. Cost $30 to buy 2 lunches. Yeah. Good morning. Who's this?
In there, and they're probably not going to be another like you for a while. But anyway, have you been to Huntsville lately, Senator?
Yes, I have.
There's a feeling or a difference than some other parts of the state. And that's probably the reason the committee rated it the number one project site for the Space Command, because quality of life, the food systems, crime, housing, the whole 9 yards. But what they do, my memory, and this is the thing reality is painful. Until the state gets straightened out, as you know, until crime gets reduced, Montgomery's going to have one arm tied behind it. Would you agree?
Well, I agree that schools definitely the main issue.
Well, Huntsville has a children's center similar to the one in Birmingham, like the McLean Center. And maybe the folks at, our folks in the state legislature know something that we don't about the Whitewater Park. Maybe they know that there's 2 lawsuits filed against it already. And maybe they know, I don't want to go.
What was the lawsuit about?
One is about minority. Some people are complaining that the minority vendors, whatever, didn't get their fair share, or some didn't get the same pay as other people. I don't know exactly what, but I skimmed over it last night, and it was about money. Yeah. Amen to that. Mm. I appreciate it. Let me ask you a question. Does it seem to you that there is a conflict? I think I know the answer. A conflict between our mayor, the local delegation, regardless of. I know we always want to put a race somehow attached to this. Is this a philosophical difference? Or do you think that it is only philosophical and one side believes this, other side believes this? But like you said, not anybody from our local delegation that we heard of really fought for this. Is this a philosophical disagreement with people, or is it personal? When I see that the mayor of Prattville makes more money a year than the mayor of Montgomery, the legislator gave raises to some county employees, but not to the mayor. I'm just thinking, that reeks of personal vendetta. Right. Yes. Yeah. 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 Right. I hear you. We'll get one more call for you. Good morning. On there with Dick Brubaker. Whoa. I can't hear you. All right. We gotta go to the next one because you make a lot of noise, but ain't saying that. Good morning. You're on there with Dick Brubaker. Wow. Well, I guess we could all go to Birmingham. I guess we all go to Birmingham and then walk around that $22 million walking trail. What? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Let me take another call. Good morning. On there with Dick Brubaker. We'll do that. Good morning. On there with Dick Brubaker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me take a break. We'll come back and get Dick. I got to take a break, but we're going to come back with Dick the last word after this.
If you're 19 or older with severe underlying medical conditions such as asthma and diabetes, you can be vaccinated with pneumococcal bronchitis, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated with pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about this initiative and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer and the American Institute for most of our women. From late spring to early fall. If these schools are not once a year, making sure to help protect yourself and prevention is key in safeguarding against tick and mosquito-borne diseases. For more information, contact you and your family from these points. Visit our website at alabama.gov and the website alabamapublic.gov.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains free. Because with the people, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand. So I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes, no matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
On the phone with us from Sun Secret headquarters in Pike Road is former Senator Dick Brubaker. All right, Dick, I can finally ask you the question now. Is your name actually Richard? Oh, really? Oh. Okay. Yeah. So listen, if Dick Brubaker was in the Senate or the House of Representatives right now, what would be your plan? How do we get out of whatever situation we're in right now, or how do we at least start the process? Okay. One more thing. We have two members of the local delegation for Montgomery that ought not be where they are. Chris Sales and Kelvin Lawrence. Now it seems to me that we got two people to do the dirty work, so the actual local people don't have to get their hands dirty in this. I think the citizens of Montgomery are getting screwed, blue, and tattooed by having these two individuals who live nowhere near us as they most people don't even know they represent them. So how did that happen? Yeah, exactly. Mhm. No political consequence whatsoever. That's Kelvin. I've seen it. I've seen it done. And when it came to the commuter tax or occupational tax, it was done then. And I still can understand why you can have towns around you that can have it. And I know you're a tax guy, and I'm not either normally, but everybody around you got it. Oh, Montgomery, we're going to take this opportunity not to let you have it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me take one more call for you. So they can carry the water. Yeah, so they can carry the water. Let me take one more call for you, Dick, so you get the last word. Good morning on there. Yes. Okay. I got to give him the last word. You call it back if we need to because I'm running out of time. I got like a minute and a half left. Dick, get the last word. Yeah, it does. It does seem that we have a lackadaisical attitude when it comes to fighting around here. Now we can fight about the renaming of a high school. That's a big deal to some people. But the more important things, and that's MONEY, we do seem to have a lackadaisical attitude. Well, listen, I want to be the first to know, Dick, when you decide which office you decide to run for, and I'll take the cabinet position. I'm just saying, if it happens to, if it happens to go that way. All right, listen. All right, Dick. Former Senator Dick Brubaker, I guess for the last 45 minutes or so, just talking to us about. But I did learn some things. we lost $20 million on the ramp. I mean, on the water park, the water park. But it's still good. But Birmingham gets $22 million for an urban walking trail. I don't know what the hell an urban walking trail is. I guess it's a walking trail in urban. So, okay, $22 million to throw down some concrete? Man, give me a break. Put some yellow things put some yellow stripes on the side of the highway and call that a walking park. Anyway, and we can't even get money for our doggone thing. Man, what's up with that? And where's our local delegation? How come they don't have fights? Maybe all of them are trans something. I don't know, because they don't seem to be men. And some of them are not men. At least not that. No. We'll be back.
Deborah Rodriguez. At least one death has been reported after 3 tornadoes rolled through Indiana.
Oh, Indiana, come on, man. That's my homeland.
CBS's Jennifer Sula. Our top story. At least one person was killed in severe storms that hit parts of Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Arkansas. John Klein lives in Parkersville, Indiana, south of Indianapolis. The city outside. And know that you were just sitting there and you could have been dead. A significant severe weather outbreak, including tornadoes, is expected today from North Carolina to New York City.
The world is watching closely after an attempted mercenary uprising in Russia over the weekend.
That's right. They all get rid of Putin.
A deal was struck with the head of the Wagner Group, but what does it mean for Vladimir Putin, former U.S. ambassador to Russia, and CBS News contributor John Sullivan?
What does that say about who's controlling the country? It doesn't speak well. The head of the Wagner Group has long been in
We ain't got nobody really controlling this one. We can't complain.
Up in Montana after a train carrying potentially hazardous materials derailed.
How do you pronounce your first name? Victor. Where that name come from?
My mom got this. She was looking at the book. Yes, different names many people didn't have or something.
That's why. Because I named my son Ricky Stewart. His name is Jarrell. But it isn't nice. It means cheap of the house. When you got a baby, they are cheap of the house. What's Green Casualty?
One of it says Unlimited, one of them Johnny Carr, and the other two is Eddie Benson.
How that happened? How that happened? Okay. If I have one regret, if I have one kid at 16 years, if you don't get them, make them all right then and there. That way they got somebody. Because kids need somebody, some company. My boys are just, they don't really know each other now because they're so far apart. You want to do it, have a party.
7 months in the TV.
You have more kids, do a better job sometimes than people on their own. And I don't know why that is. Economically, they seem to do better. Maybe we count our kids more and everything in its place, have a place for everything in order to manage all that. But yeah, I know people who have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids, and they seem to be what the hell with 8 of us. I didn't like what I did all the time. I always had something to eat. I got tired of peas. I don't know what to do. And Lord, peanut butter and jelly is like a cousin to me. Somehow it always make it. They always, and people look at 2 kids.
I grew up in a house with my grandmother, 14 of us in one point, a 2-bedroom apartment.
Bunk beds, right? You had bunk beds.
No, most of the boys and men slept in front on the floor on the pallet, and the girls of the women stayed in the back room. Grandma and granddad had their own room. I was going in there.
You're trying to make some more, y'all.
Pretty much. I mean, it was over with by then, and I think they had 10 kids, 5 boys, 5 girls.
I mean, what was to have that many kids back then? It was about farming and having kids working. Man, we didn't farm days no more. Well, we're all kids. So you still working at the DLC? Now, they don't give you the blues for this?
No. Support, a lot of support. Meaning the people that work there, or?
Yeah, people work there.
Nah, they love it. They know my work ethic and how I do. Now, what's taking place is kind of crazy. Some of them think I'm kind of crazy for trying to step in and I guess jump for what's taking place now in the city. So,
alrighty then. There you go. Yeah. Okay, all righty then. We are back. We got a guest this hour, Victor Felder, who I pronounced it right now. Okay, he's the man who wants to be your next mayor of the city of Montgomery. Now, this is his second time around. First of all, tell us a little bit more about who you are, what your background is, and why would you do this again?
Well, I'm Victor Felder. I'm born and raised here in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm a family man, married with 4 kids. From the west side of Montgomery, Gilbert area, moved to Sunshine Acres, we call Bethlehem now. Alabama. Came back home. Bounced around in the workforce for a minute until I am where I am now. Is with the Department of Corrections for the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm. What make, okay, I'm just going to ask you, what makes you think you're ready for the government?
Brandon, in the last election, gave me a better understanding and insight on the place. I pretty much ran out passion last time. I just want to throw out something about violence and see what other candidates were that I thought were better people to get out the way. But I had other people telling me that didn't care about voting before seeing me in the race, and it inspired them to go out and register to vote. I stated it again. Now I just feel like what's taking place in my experiences in the DOC, working with criminals, being on the 13 for 7 years, and I think that's where I feel like I can really be a help. And for 7 years, I helped restore order. And right now, the city of Montgomery needs order restored and the future.
And therein lies my problem with a bunch of candidates sometimes. Everybody, there are platitudes. And what a platitude is, it's something that's said that nobody can disagree with. Like, we want a better education. Okay, nobody wants a better education. We want to do something about crime. Well, nobody wants crime. My problem is getting down in the weeds here. What do you feel you could do that the guy that's there now, or the guy that was before him, and the guy before him could not do? You certainly, it's not prison. You can't put balls on everybody, you're going to let them out 3 times a day, and that's it. Give my aunt something that you think will make a difference that nobody ever did.
Right, better community relationship. You have to have active leadership. I didn't see the former mayors of this mayor now is they're not out into the community. So if you're going to keep yourself behind a desk and other people out to do the job, then you're not going to really have a feel of what you need to do and what you need to do. So I feel as though being an active leader and being out and about and having my background that I have with the communities and people that I know that are in communities that just kind of become a place in. I feel as though I can build a relationship, have an office build a relationship, and we move forward from there.
And again, that sounds good. It's almost like a platitude, Victor. It's almost like I want to because everybody in office wants the same thing you want. The mayor of the city of Montgomery right now wants the same thing you want. He came with a homeless task force. But he got one. What does that look like? You can't be at everybody's house. You can't throw everybody in prison, at least not one time. Tell me what that looks like. They got the Office of Violence. What's the office right now? Office of Violence Prevention. What say you about that office? And I think they have a purpose, but is it a purpose that will actually make a difference? So what does that look like? Because everybody says crime, but really, you can't put police on every street. You cannot take everybody's building away, especially in Alabama. Now, they don't have to tell you they got one. So what does that look like? And it sounds good. I'm for it. I get tired of hearing shots tonight. But what can Victor as the mayor do that isn't already being done?
Increase the number of police officers. We don't have to increase the salary to retain and bring in more police officers. Recruit. And I think you have to build different task force. We have a certain division now, but as your numbers grow, you get certain areas being dealt with by different forces. Say you take the area of Troy Highway, Regency Park. You go by phases of decreasing crime in those areas. Like you said, we can't be everywhere at one time. When you take certain areas and you create a task force, and you decrease as you need to throughout the phase. With the Office of Crime Prevention. Now, I do think Rose Tyler has a good heart. I think she actually wants change in the community because it doesn't matter to her who you align with. She reaches out to everyone. But I don't think she receives the support she needs by the leader of the city. And right now,
but he's going with the office.
Exactly. But he's not out, but he's not active. So again, you take something that's really not showing where it works. So we have 3 of the deadliest years, the city like we're going on the 4th year, on record of violence in the city or murders in the city. And we have an Office of Violence Prevention program that's not doing the job that it was intended to do. So I feel like she's doing what she can, but whoever else is on the team, she's not getting the resources that she needs to reach the community that I feel like she should.
you will agree that there are many things that go on that we don't know about.
Yes.
Okay, we will agree with that. We got the big Office of Violence Prevention called the police department, and they can't stop it all. So if the police can't do it, would you subscribe to my philosophy that doing a little someplace rather than doing nothing anyplace? Okay. So Officer Violence Prevention, I had the same attitude, because then I talked to them, and I had different attitudes. If they can just stop one kid from going to a school, doing this dirt or in the streets, I'd say they did stop. But we don't hear all the things they do. Kind of like church, when people make the statements that their churches ain't doing nothing. Well, we don't know what the churches are doing. We don't go to all of them. So we don't know exactly what they do. But I say, let's give them a shot. Let's give them a shot. So how would you handle that office if you can't be every place all the time? You're running the city.
Right.
And you don't think it's a good idea to have people working for you that can handle their own office? Why do I have to be at all these places with them? I don't need them if I got to be there.
But I think due to the nature of what's taking place, as far as the murders,
the mayor ain't gonna do nothing to murders.
No, he didn't. But what plan has he put in place to decrease?
There's already a plan that says thou should not kill.
Okay, well,
you know, I mean, there's already a plan. You know, there's already laws against it. There's already a plan. So
I think a lot of time it's using your position and have people see your face to show you actually care. But if you're going to prevent this program or this office, and you're not at least going to show your face, and you're the face of it, or you're the creator of it, then it's like you're just doing it for.
What would you do? What would you do?
I would be more active. Like I said earlier, I mean,
give me something. Give me something. Every Friday you'd be at the club. I mean, what would you do?
No, I mean, if I have to be at the club, whatever I have to do to have them change their mindset of thinking of knowing that killing each other is not the answer, then whatever I have to do, then I'm going to do that. I understand, I will be at the office at 9 to 5 or wherever they need me, but I think it's the work that you put in off the job or outside the hours also. So you have to be active.
If you could, would you ban rap music?
Depending on what kind of rap. Because you have.
Well, let's say the bad kind. Would you, if you had the power to ban rap music, would you?
I wouldn't say ban it. I would use it as a teaching method as to.
They already learned.
I mean, but most rappers tell you one thing, but then their kids are in a better situation than what they're trying to come up to. And some of these rappers, they have their kids in private school or making sure they receive the best education. So it's a teaching.
I'm just saying, if you had the power to ban it, would you ban it?
I won't ban it.
Okay. Good morning, on there with Victor Felder.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Victor Felder, and I am running for mayor of Montgomery.
Okay. Now this is your second time, and you did a good job first time. Anybody else could do. What makes you think the results are going to be different now?
I have a more diverse base now. I think the last time that I came, my message wasn't appealing to all of Montgomery. And because of what I saw and what I wanted done, I mentioned maybe 3 areas of attention or areas that needed attention more. But to be the mayor of all, you have to be of all areas, regardless of if it's just crime in these few places. But now it's like it's crime everywhere. So I feel like with me having a more diverse base, me understanding the needs and wants of all citizens of Montgomery, I feel like the support I have now is putting me in the right position.
You mentioned something about hiring more police, which is good if you can find people who actually wanted to be a policeman. Right now in America, and I just saw some few years ago, policemen have a hard job. They catch hell on both ends. They catch, and you know a little bit about it. They catch hell from the brass, and they catch hell from the public. What would you do to motivate people to want that job?
Money is one. like you said, I understand that part, and now I'm seeing since the pay increase, I'm seeing people come in. People are leaving this job to come over because of better pay. So of course that's going to be it. The treatment of people. If people are working for you and the pay is not what they think it should be for the job that they're doing, then it's going to make it hard to bring people in. It's going to make it hard for the people that work there to recruit people in. And I feel like the way you treat people, the leadership at the top that you have overseeing these people, if everything is aligned the way it should be, then I don't think it'll be hard to recruit. You go back to the community, if you have them, like when I was growing up, I think it was Iron Dog, the Wolf, or something like that. If you make something that's more appealing to the kids to where they want to come and join the police force, they want to feel like they can be a help to the community, other than seeing, police officers beating, shooting, killing unarmed men. So it's like you have to try and balance or reverse some of what they've been put out about police officers.
Do you know what a police officer makes now out of the academy?
Last I saw, maybe 42,000.
And what is that a guess or do you?
It's a guess.
Okay. What would you like to see it do for today out of the academy? What would you think would be a reasonable salary for people to come and do that dangerous job?
To be competitive, I would say take it at start at maybe 50,000. But you have to also increase the pay of those that already been there. And I think that's the problem also, to where you raise the pay to attract people in, but then you upset the ones that've been there 10 years or more, because these people are coming in because they're in the academy and haven't done the work that they've done, but you're getting more pay or equal pay to what they have with them being there 10 or 15 years.
Do you think the kids coming out of the young men coming out of the academy should believe that will motivate people to come to the police force?
Yes, sir.
One of the things that the police force, or some of the officers that I talk to, they feel that they are under the same scourge that black officers were back in the day. Okay? That things are geared against them in making, because there are people who want to see this in total chocolate city. What say you? Anything like that? I'm never to go. They think that they're being misused or done wrong because of the past. How would Mayor Felder handle something like this?
Misusing the way.
Promotion, the way they are treated. One guy told me on the street, no white neither black. How would you deal with that?
I would be fair about the process. If we're promoting people based strictly off race and not their job performance, then that would be an issue. But I think every system has a system of favoritism. You're going to have somebody that wants to be a dictator. So if you're friends or cool with this person and they're in position to move you higher in rank, then I think a lot of times they're going to do it. But I feel as though there should be a fair process in place to make sure that if you're going to show a chart of race, what is your black to white ratio? Okay, how many have been promoted as black? How many have been promoted as white? So if you have an excess number of
that's easy to see. When you get down, you up there, and you got people pulling at you here, pulling at you there, threatening your livelihood, being good. I mean, so it's easy to say here. I guess what we will have to see if you make it to that point, what you actually do, because therein lies the problem. It's talking on one and doing the walking on the other. Okay. Do you know right off the top of your head what the budget for the city of Montgomery is? So we want to. What do you think is needed for this city to really? What kind of budget do you think is needed in order to really make a difference in the city? I don't know if you heard Mr. Rubin, everybody else with money around their butt. So how do you think a budget should be for the city of?
I don't know. I have to look at what do we have now, what's taking place now, what are the uses, what's the needs, what's the wants, what things we eliminate, what we need to add on. other competitive cities like Huntsville, Birmingham, Mobile. So I think you look at that and you try to look at what you're trying to do as far as moving forward in the future.
Police Review Board have gotten some conversations. Let's proceed like our president, the chairman of our city council, Mr. Dinwright, is just not ready to come forward. What is your thought on the Police Review Board?
I don't disagree with it. I don't think right now it's the time. If we're already short on officers and we want to create a review board to criticize the ones that are remaining, dealing with what they're dealing with now, I don't think that's smart. I think it's a political move to try to appease a particular crowd of people or demographic of people. But right now, at this time, I don't think it's needed. Not to say I'm against it. At a certain point, maybe, but right now, I don't think it's the best time to do it.
You know what happens when you sit in the middle line? You hit on both sides. Good morning, on the air. Morning. Yeah. All righty then. Gotta take a break. We'll be back. Mr. Fielder is with us. Remain wants to be your next mayor.
Well, I was well that police review board. That's been pretty
I think we need it. Not as a management tool of the police department. That's not what we need. We got a police chief, we got a mayor, we got all the folks. We need it as a liaison between like Department of Corrections needs a liaison between us, the parents who have people in there because you get to run around so much at the Department of Corrections.
Yeah. Like the
Police review board. As a like Department of Correction, when people have issues with their kids, they go through so much BS to get somebody on the phone that can tell them something. I think we need a liaison between any law enforcement agency and us, not as a management tool, but as a tool of communication. Because we are skeptical of people who are part of that family come and tell us things to represent that family. Okay, it's like putting a fox in a hen house. You know, he's there to eat you. He doesn't help you out. So if people want a review board to manage police, that's wrong. That we don't know nothing about police and we don't know nothing about nothing. But there needs to be an active and a retired policeman on that board, to explain to us why these things happen. But for us to really listen, people just like the military, people would gather the train and protect themselves. I ain't mad. I would too. I got a soldier buddy of mine who did something wrong. Nobody on his side first. I really probably. But we need it as a community tool, not as a management tool. A way that we can call it at 6 o'clock and 6 o'clock afternoon, whatever, and get an answer, or at least start the inquiry. As opposed to now, policemen have so many things that they got to do, so many this, you can't really get an answer. And by the time you get an answer, it's a year later. Okay? So it's over. So I think we need it, but it's the purpose of it that some people get wrong. We need to be able to tell the police what we do. And as citizens right now, we can make suggestions. We ain't got to take them. He ain't even got to take, if you get on the board, you don't have to take those either. But at least we would feel that we have somebody we can call to ask a question. And if there's a policeman on that board, retired and active, we ought to get a pretty good idea of what happened. We often, I don't mean, yeah, so I'm all for it. But again, not for the same, a lot of people are for it. We don't know nothing about running policemen. And the police don't need another supervisor. But they do need another layer of communication. I believe they need that. Because if you look at the national standard for police review board, he ain't got no authority.
Yeah, I think I guess when people feel like something is done wrong in their community, again, I've seen it, so I understand the need for one. But when you really don't have the numbers and we're having what we have take place in the city right now as far as homicides, I think that should be the focus.
Good morning. 860-1440 is the number here. Our guest this morning is Victor Fielder, who wants to be your next mayor of the city of Montgomery. Now, first of all, I got to ask you how old you are, if I can support you. Are you 35 yet?
I'm 40.
Okay, you can barely make it. No, I didn't talk to one 35 years old. Okay, one more thing. Do you know, and if you don't know this, that's fine, you can find out. Do you know how many departments that the city of Montgomery because you know about the police department, you know about the fire department, but there are a whole bunch of departments that they fund, and how much like Park Recreation. Park Recreation, that time I checked, was getting somewhere between $12 million and something like that, somewhere around there. That ain't enough money. Park Recreation is probably one of the biggest departments there are. What about boards? Boards seem to have really no authority in the city of Montgomery. I mean, we go to meetings, we sit down, we check the time, but that's all we can do. We don't have any authority. Would you entertain the fact of actually giving those boards a little bit more authority so that we are taking our time? We get money. We are taking our time to go look at things. And every time I get, well, you're an advisory board. Well, I think the mayor already got a cabinet. He already getting advised. But our boards, is to put the citizens strictly in control, or at least to have a legitimate say in what goes on in the city, they need some authority on those boards. No authority, if there is no authority except what to be able to call the head honcho down to any department and have a conversation with about what's going on. Because right now we don't. Everybody, we got 9 city council districts. What do you think you can do differently? What added addition would you bring to the city council? Raise your hand, yes or no.
I think we have to create
we got committees that pretty much do that. But
you have to be active. Again, that's how you have to do. I would be open. I wouldn't say open door policy because people just can't come down to see how it comes to the door. But being active and open. If you do have a board to say, I want to meet with people from different districts to hear what's going on and hear their input, and we will meet at a certain location. Or if I can set up a meeting, if they can come down to City Hall in a certain office or a room, we'll be sitting there and talk. So I feel like if you connect with the people and name the board whatever you want to make it, to me, it's just about connecting with the people.
1975, I believe it was December the 8th or December 2nd, one of the days, a young man named Bernard Rifles was shot and killed by the Montgomery Police Department. Some people say it's a long time ago, and it was. It's a long time not to have that, nobody ever went to jail for that. The attorney at that particular time was Mr. I don't think he's prison now. Watkins, Arnold Watkins Sr. Took it to federal court for a civil rights violation. The judge in that case ruled when they took the gun and threw it on him. Are you familiar with it? No. Okay. And therein lies our big problem. They took the gun, threw it on after they shot the guy in the back, and the judge in federal court said, well, a dead man has no right. Well, okay, it sounds cruel, and it was, but I guess technically, it was right. So what they did after the heinous thing they did couldn't be charged because they took the gun. Evidently, the police, when they shot him, they went to the police property room, grabbed the gun, and they didn't have the time. Okay? When they go to court because they skipped the city and they went to federal court, they judge said, well, you can't go. This man has no right. That family, for 38 years, for somebody to go up to their house, would you? And nobody ever paid. The mayor left office and things like that. But nobody. Would you be the kind of city councilor that, after all these years, give that family something for what happened to them by the Montgomery Police Department?
I think it was from a legal standpoint, it takes place.
It did. We got that. We didn't get
wrong was done. I feel like some type of compensation should be for whether it was 38 years ago, 3 years ago. Something like that takes place, and you have all that evidence.
Would you fight for it?
Yes, I would, because that's a terrible stain on the city. You remember it because it was at that time.
Yeah.
Now, with what we have with the social media and media outlets, it was really detrimental to the city to see something like that take place in the time. But I do think we should go back and forth.
Good morning on there. Mm-hmm. You got a question, Paul? Okay, appreciate it. Good morning on there with Bishop Fielder.
No, no, we will leave that up to people. Well, I've seen where cases have been settled when wrong has been done and it's been shown that these murders and killing was justified. So we will go from there. Yes, sir. I would need whatever is comfortable enough for me to travel wherever I need to travel throughout the city of Montgomery. Pressure wise, what graffiti are you speaking
The
of?
one, the Black Lives Matter thing.
I would look more into it to see what's the feedback from the community, but for the most part, I haven't. No, I don't think I would. I'm looking for 100% vote. So I want the vote from all citizens. Just understand, I don't. Black Lives Matter isn't just about an organization. Black Lives Matter is also about a movement. So a lot of people don't agree with the organization. All lives matter, sir. But in that, what we're talking about is the Black Lives Matter is that you can add all lives matter also. We can make space. So thank you.
Good morning on there. All righty then. Let me take one more before I take my last break in an hour. Good morning on there with Victor Fielder. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, hey, I ain't forgot. I ain't forgot about that other issue too. Yeah. Mhm.
From what I've been seeing and what I've been reading, I haven't heard of anything about anybody being discriminated on due to the base of their sexual preference. I think it was something that wanted to be implemented in because another city had it, and I don't think it's needed. Now, if something starts to occur where people are targeting or discriminating against someone because of their sexuality, then that would be something to look into. But I most definitely wouldn't be upset and blow temper tantrums and threaten to send business to another city if things doesn't go my way if they don't vote for it.
And with that, we're going to take a break. Our last break an hour. Our Victor's Fielder is here with us, who wants to be your next mayor of the city of Montgomery, Alabama. We'll be back. You know, like Aretha Franklin, you ain't a mayor.
I listen to it. I got it from my whole family for all this stuff I do.
Well, I must admit, that laid on in the campaign.
Yeah, I know it.
That ain't my job. There's a few things you got to worry about. The infrastructure of the city of Montgomery. The crime and all those are a big issue, but you know, nobody's got time. We can't control people's stupidity. All we can do is lock you up when you do something wrong. But the question a young lady asked me for one, she said, is there crime because there's lack of opportunity, or is there lack of opportunity because there's crime? I don't have an answer for that.
Hello. All right.
So, since you've been out there for a while, you're on the CERT team. I know somebody else on the CERT team. Have you ever ran into anybody out there you feel in your heart that doing?
You can tell. I feel like maybe in some areas, like the girls wanted to make an example out of it. Yeah. When you listen to some mom and you read the cases, and it's like you gotta go and get it.
But there's no place for these folks to go.
Right. And I think that's why they put them in there. Like, you'd be amazed at what you see in the condition of some of these people out here mentally. Put them in there.
They have nothing. Once they're in there, they just in there.
Right about that.
Even though Lady Justice said she got this thing on her eye. Yeah, I think she do. And then again, we partly with other things to do with your life. Then again, the only difference between folks in and folks that ain't getting get caught. I'm probably just not getting out. Lord, thank you. When I was stupid full time. You just gotta be able to ask questions. Give me that. Yeah, everybody was talking. running from here, talk about education. There's nothing you can do with education. You can talk, oh, you got the same power I got. Let me try to talk to the principal. Matter of fact, I may have a little bit more than you. But my child goes there, but I mean, you would hope that we start writing that check to them until they get their act together, and then help them out again. But until that, spend that money on street paper. That's hack man. That's what we used to say back in the day. Y'all, I don't know what y'all saying today.
They say a lot.
Yeah, say a whole lot of things. Now, what really tripped me out sometimes, I be seeing the young man talk to a woman. He say, "Hey, bro." I be looking around for the brother. He be calling a woman, bro. Come on, man. Have we got that bad in America? 860-1440, Victor Fielder is our guest, and wants to be your next mayor. We take one more call, and I'm going to give him a last word before we get out of here. Good morning. Pretty good. How are you?
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Outstanding. Now, look here, man. I got a request. I mean, I don't know. I mean, can we make it a little later? Yeah. Good. I know that's back in the day. Okay. If I think about it, I'll show up. I'll help out. All right. Appreciate it. Good morning. Your name was Victor Fielder? Yeah.
Good morning. Yes, sir. That's a great idea. I think that's something that's needed. That also will be added in. Also with the gun buyback, also you see a lot of.
We won't come back. All that does is folks that new weapons to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think having that money set aside, I think all the council members should be on board, especially what we're seeing take place in different districts, no matter where you are now. I think that needs to be implemented by all city council members.
And it's a good idea, actually. Right? That is a great idea. The money talk. Right. We appreciate the little cash goes a long way. 851, I guess it's 86. Oh, I guess that Victor Fielder, who was running for the mayorship of Montgomery, Alabama, 860-1440. Now you know the mayor's job doesn't pay very much. Although this, I didn't know Senator Barfoot put a stamp on. I mean, the mayor in Prattville makes more money than our mayor. And although it shouldn't be about the money, let's just face it, everybody got to eat. You know, I think it's 5,000, something like that. Anyway, all I know is the guy up the road from us who got 15,000 people in the city makes more money than our mayor does. And again, it's not about the money, but would you work on getting that raised?
I would at least like it to match it for what I'm making now. If not, then I wouldn't mind to make sure that the plan that I want to implement, knowing that I can move the city forward, knowing that I can decrease crime, I'm willing to take that risk on taking a pay cut.
Okay. One of the things that I have been, I got two things let me give you a last one. One thing. Now, this probably means, you know what? Dogs coming cracking in my yard. Oops. I think we need a law, an ordinance that says if you walk around town with an ugly ass dog cracking in people's yards, if you don't pick it up, we're gonna fine you. Okay, at least $50 the first time, and it goes up exponentially every time. What say you? Don't you? Anybody put their dog in your yard and let them crack in your yard?
The side of my yard doesn't have a sidewalk, so I haven't had that yet.
Okay. But don't you think that is the height? That is the height of disrespect. They bring their dog to your house. That dog lifts his leg up and drops his load, and the guy keeps on walking. So I think we need an ordinance where everybody who walks a dog in this city must have the ability to take it with them.
I've seen a lot of people upset about it, so I think that'll be something left over again to the council. If they want to propose.
Well, what about you? What would you propose it?
I don't know. I want to focus on decreasing crime.
Let me tell you something, brother. You put enough people in my yard, that's gonna be some crime. I'm just telling you, I got a taser. And I'm gonna tase the dog and the guy by catching. Okay, so you will be helping crime by putting forth that order. I'm just saying, I mean, think about that for a second. It's like somebody coming in your house. Walk out. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
I knew that I could go outside. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, you're on there with Victor Estrella. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Well, yeah, I realize. Yeah, I know. You realize that, yeah. Now, I mean, will he take the job knowing that he's gonna be making less money than the guy in the street? He did not know that he just got stuck by the legislator giving that guy up there more money than giving the guy down here. I just think that's wrong. Yeah, that's a big deal right there.
Good morning.
Wait a minute, you think it's okay for you to bring your ugly dog to my yard and drop his load? Come on, man. You know, I mean, that's gonna get somebody hurt one day. You out there cutting the grass, doing the sidewalk, get everything looking good. And you walk outside one morning with a dog and you step in something, and now if it was your dog, okay, it's my dog, I ain't no problem. But you gotta step in the wintertime when it snows, you know what you do is you want to go out there and lay in the snow. We used to do angel wings, you know, when you lay down, you put your arms both out to your side and you go up and down like angel wings. Well, I did that a couple times. You know what happened? Yeah, you know what happened. Somebody broke their dog and put it right underneath the snow. And so I'm down there doing this and doing that, and I'm spreading dog food with my hands because I don't know it's there. Anyway, I'm just thinking. We need to do something about that. Okay, I'm just saying, if you get there, we need to put that ordinance in. I'll ride you like a dog. I just want to let you know. You get the last word. Why should people vote for you?
People should vote for me, first of all, because I love the city of Montgomery. I'm from Montgomery. I understand Montgomery. I've been here a majority of 40 years of my life. Family man. Children that I want to raise in this city, but I don't feel like right now this is I'm quite sure that a lot of people feel the same way that I do. I want to bring unity to the school. Right now, a lot of people feel like there's too much division. People in place of leadership in a nonpartisan seat with trying to divide it, not making it about a certain party. Safety. I want to make it safe for all the citizens of Memphis. Regardless of where you live, what district you're in, everybody concerned is safety right now. So that's my plan. Working with the city council. Also, I want to work with all members of the city council. If there's a feud or a disagreement, I think we should keep that behind closed doors. The city must see that we are working together, regardless of our differences behind closed doors. So that's my mission tonight. You can hear more of it. I will be at Dreamland at 12 West Jefferson Street for my meet and greet. So if you want to come out and hear more about my platform, you can come out again tonight at Dreamland, or you can look at my website, www.felderformayor.com. You can go to my website and see some of the information that I have. But to hear more,
and how you spell Felder?
Felder.
Felder for mayor. One more thing quickly before we go. Would you agree to let the citizens speak first? Not at the last of the meeting. Okay. Yeah, we'll see y'all. Putting us last at them doggone meetings. What crap is that? We want paying all y'all that money down there. I cannot be on people.